As it opens up, you see inside the shipping bay. Several large metallic crates are stacked up, labeled with all sorts of warnings for chemical compounds and explosives, and uh, the Kimura. I don't know why I named it that. The Kimura mining facility logo just kind of blazoned on all of it. The water droplets kind of drip in between the two like pressurized seals. You see some of the boxes just like move ever so slightly. There are no welcome parties or no signs of immediate distress in this room.
Are all of the boxes that have like chemical things on them, are they all like explosive type chemicals, or are they uh like medical things, or like they're just are they all like I'm just trying to get a handle on like why there's boxes of explosives here.
Yeah, you see a lot of them are labeled for the H8 glass, being
H8
prepped
glass.
for transport back up to the surface. Their main export down here, as well as you hear Booter moving around and kind of like knocking into one of the stacks of boxes, while still kind of like holding the box. It just kind of like repeatedly steps back and then steps forward, then like slight adjustment and then steps forward and like keeps kind of just like colliding with the looks like some of the boxes had tumbled over and it hasn't accommodated
It's a
for.
Roomba. It's a Roomba. It's stuck.
Yeah, very
Is
much so.
the booters capable of like holding information, or are they just like
They can, well, you can always try and ask or try a comm tech to check to see what kind of information you can get from them. But typically, these very baseline robots are programmed to like grab this size of thing from that
and put
and
that?
stack it here.
Simple
Okay.
order.
Yeah, and anything beyond that will just cause them to shut down and return to default.
Okay.
Alan will kind of go to the controls and check out to see where our power levels are and see if everything is stable.
You don't even need to do a comm check. As you walk up, you see that everything in the station is nominal.
Okay, good. And then I'll see if I can get in contact with Skylar.
As you radio up, there is no response. It is just pure static. You try another kind of wired communicator, and the same result. You see Captain Yuna like. Oh, oh.
So comms are cut off.
Well, we're cut off down here. And you just hear a voice kind of pipe in, like, please exit the elevator. Doors will be closing.
Well, we can be exiting the elevator. Fuck.
Yeah.
And you just see the captain kind of like, I really wanted to load some of these up. I got a commission from our orders to take some of this glass back with us, back to the surface. This fuel is highly valuable and in need of research. So
Also unstable. So we
Does
should
the glass belong to you to be able to do that?
it belongs to the person that gave me that order, I'm sure. Why else would I receive orders like that?
She asks to a corporate agent. I would like to roll some insight
Sure.
as I ask. And if you don't mind me asking, who gave you that order? Please keep in mind that I am the representative of.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Does your company own this facility? Is that what you're implying? Because that's just not accurate. Roll a challenge check. That'll be observation for you.
Okay.
Roll check your paperwork.
And stress. No successes, no failures?
Um, seems pretty on the level. I mean, she definitely got orders. You got orders. Desmona got orders. Amanda got orders. They probably all weren't the same orders. And she's not wrong. Waylon Yutani has stakes in this operation, but they don't own this place.
Mm.
Unless there's something you want to tell us about Waylon Yutani, What are you doing down here? What are both of you doing down here?
I'm sorry?
She asks to Ivor and Jonas
Hmm.
in like an accusatory fashion as her like hand just kind of like unconsciously like slides across her waist towards the gun.
I'm gonna like grab her wrist. Like carefully and not like I'm like being like fuck you, Captain, but just like a like just place like 2 fingers on her wrist or something as just like a calming gesture.
If we're going to be trapped down here, we might as well be honest with each other, right?
Following orders.
NDAs. And she
Did
just
we
kind of
ever-
like rolls her eyes.
Did we ever learn, like, so when we receive a distress call, how does that come through? Like, does it come through as like a voice message or just like a blinky light, or do we get
We just, the captain just kind of smirks, like, we received a message about somebody else receiving an emergency signal. We did not.
we haven't
actually
even
directly...
seen the distress call?
No.
Who sent us the
one
message?
of our friends.
Who sent us the message about receiving a message?
If I were to fashion a guess, I'd say Waylon Yutani and the Three World Empire, or maybe even the United Americas.
There's nowhere to know?
Well, I don't know. Is there? That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Oh.
There is, but it's above my pay. I'm in the same space as all of you. And
Hello!
I do not...
She calls out, and it just echoes through the facility.
Perhaps we should get moving.
Body is here!
Don't yell out too loudly. We have no idea what's going on around here.
Captain, I think you should take a breath.
Right. And you can see the beads forming on it.
Are there any comms around here?
You could try the control room. A place like this has to have a control room. And as you guys do, you kind of move out. You see in this large room, the elevator's on one side. On the far side is the big door. You can see a bunch of boots tied to the threshold above, kind of the like crewman's sign for the booter bay. Or the boot bay as it's called, where the robots like recharge and repairs are affected. On the other side, there is a processor that's attached to the room. Another set of double-sized doors slide open, and you guys move out into the mess hall. You see to your left is like the table. There are 12 chairs centered around the table. There's like the typical overhead console that would have other aspects for entertainment kind of built into it. There on the other side is like a little kitchenette. All the shelves, all the cupboards, all the doors are like pulled open. Some of them pulled off. There is just like packages and plastic bins and empty cans kind of like spilled out all over the place. It looks like this place was just like straight up raided for supplies. You see, but it looks like there hasn't been a lot of traffic in here for a few days. You see kind of like some food kind of like dried to the surface of a plate. And as you kind of like keep looking around to your right, you see the like big airlock doors that lead to the moon pool. And around that are 5 full-sized pressure suits. As you guys continue to move, you see the med bay. close to another sealed airlock, where it looks like some of those like extended modules are. Alan, as you like look in, you'd recognize the doors to the power module are like conjoining this one. They are connected via these like thin bridges that span in between each one of these sections. You now recognize as a module unto itself. Next to the med bay, you can see the like hallway that leads down to the quarters, crew quarters. You see the corner door says Captain Trimnell, and as you kind of can guess, there's probably six. There's about 6 rooms, and they'll be double bunked for day and night shifts.
Okay.
Can I take a minute to check and see if the med bay has anything left in it, or if it's also been ransacked?
Yeah, as you like slide that door open, you see a med bay that is just in a complete state of disarray. Also, it looks like it's been clearly raided. It's also has 2 bodies in here. And when you see these bodies, one of them looks as if it's already been kind of processed. And it looks this naked woman has 2 bullet holes in her chest that look like they've been treated, and like somewhat of an autopsy was done, but it looked like it was done by a hurried hand. The other one is a man who is again fully naked, his face showing signs of severe stress and trauma, his neck kind of like opened up with a like kind of one of those like jaw devices, kind of like holding it open. The power seems to be kind of like intermitted in this room a little bit. You definitely see signs of a struggle as next to or on the man's chest, his ribs are bent outwards, his skin pulled back as if something had burst out of him, and blood splatter kind of is painted the wall and the ceiling above him, now very heavily dried out.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it just looks like there was a bit of a struggle, likely caused by whatever the hell that was.
Does the med bay have I think it's called an auto dock?
No.
No, okay.
No, this is a very basic kind of operation. You see a certificate on the wall that reads, trying to keep my things to a minimum. Field Medic, Class 33, Pern Deshill.
What?
That is the field medic's name, Pern, Pern, Deshill.
Okay, so there's just 2 bodies in here?
Yeah.
Can I mean, the what the fuck was definitely in character. And then I'm gonna go in and like tap the side of my thing. I'm gonna make sure they're both dead, which I assume I could probably read.
Yeah, you know,
very stressed out.
They've been they're
yeah, they're just having a really bad time.
They don't have any stress, but they're super dead. They've been dead for actually give me a medical check.
Medical check, okay. That's medical aid, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's just 10 for that now, isn't it? Because I'm wearing the thing. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stress.
Alan will be grabbing a little bit of a protein bar from the mess hall just to grab some food.
You look around and there's not a lot. You can find like a half-eaten one.
How can you eat after watching what you just saw?
I'm hungry. I just woke up.
Fuck me. All right. That's 1 success and no stress.
You see the woman who's been shot twice has been dead for 2 days. And although like kind of contained and preserved, you see the man with the erupted chest has been dead for 4 days.
Oh Jesus. Okay, and the gunshot wounds, they're not self-inflicted.
You would figure probably not. It
That's
as you do a little bit more investigation, your visor kind of highlights one of her left hand, and you see some like gunpowder scorching on it. So you get the impression that she had her hand out and somebody
sprayed, yeah,
shot her
okay.
in the chest.
Is she like laying
close
on a
range.
table, like someone did an autopsy after that, or was she
Yes.
like slumped in the
It,
corner?
well,
Okay.
it looks like it looks like as you get closer, it looks like the autopsy almost had nothing to do with the bullet wounds. It looks like they knew what killed
They just
her,
cracked
but
her chest
somebody
open?
cut her open afterwards to see what was inside.
And it's been sewn back up.
It's been respectfully kind of sewn back up,
Okay.
although hurriedly. Like you see now that like this is not only the work of a
They're
class
quick.
33 medic, but also somebody under an extreme level of stress.
Okay.
How do all of you feel about the dead bodies? I feel like our doctor is, although a little bit flabbergasted. How
Dead bodies
do
don't bother me. I don't think I've ever seen anything like the chest explosion before. Like
Mhm.
that seems crazy. But other than that, like I'm not worried about, like I'm not bothered by like the blood and the gore.
I'm not like super cool with dead bodies, being like a pencil pusher and all of that, but I am applying I'm applying my like training as a field representative to be as analytical as possible, I'd say.
Mhm.
As in what
I'm eating a power bar, so
yeah.
I'm getting fed. I don't know. I've seen some stuff in my time that would frighten most people. But you know what? My dreams are horribly worse than what this is right here.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder at Ivor and just say your first one.
Yeah. What happened here?
There's 2 bullet wounds on the chest of the female. There's a residue of gun powder is the word I'm looking for. That seems to suggest there was a struggle and she was shot. This gentleman over here, I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. The it looks as if something exploded in his chest cavity.
Yeah,
Like a
something, maybe decompression.
Did he like swallow a grenade? I don't know. I mean I could take more time to look.
Why is his mouth held open like this?
It's, if I look closer, it's not held open by like a thing. It's like just like what's holding his mouth open like that.
Is there
It's just like a
anything in his
medical
back?
thing you would recognize
Oh, okay, so it is
as
like a like dental dam
Yeah.
type scenario.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what.
It's like that. It's like that party game where the thing holds your mouth open
Yeah.
and you try to say words, but horrible. Just the
That-
worst version
I
of
was
that game.
I was on the edge of my seat waiting to see where that sentence was gonna go. I am not gonna lie. Like that party
It's like
game.
that party game where you're got a dental dam.
Party game, you're like, ah.
Is there anything that hit him in the back? Perhaps maybe went through him?
Yeah, if I look at the wound, like is it like goes all the way
It
through?
is
Is it
just into the chest cavity itself.
It doesn't.
Huh.
I mean, it looks like they maybe like force fed him an explosive, but it would only exploded through one side, which doesn't make any sense.
Wouldn't there
Is he
be
like-
some kind of burns?
Yeah, can I look for like residue or burns or anything like that?
Yeah, of course you can look for residue. There doesn't seem to be any. There's like an odd uncongealed viscous material in there, whereas like all of his blood is very congealed and has begun the processes of decay. This gooey substance doesn't seem to have suffered the same kind of
Is
effects over time.
there a computer terminal around here?
Yeah,
Log of sort?
you can
Yeah.
see the entrance to the control room is just on the other side of the kitchen. It looks like it's just a tiny little modular room, and as you press the button to open it, you just see the level 2 clearance only.
And there's no like log in the medical bay specifically, or like a
Yeah, as you look around, you actually do find some of Pern's notes. You find the like kind of patient reports and those notes. And as you're kind of like flipping through it very quickly, you read what you can only assume is highly classified information about a discovery that they made here at the bottom of the sea. You see a lot of details about an a potential infection upon an alien vessel discovered a few days ago. You see it kind of detail a creature with elongated digits and like a long tail coming out of this eyeless and almost mouthless core that attached itself to Paul. This is Paul Sorella, the Union leader.
yeah.
You see that it has attached itself to his face. They were unable to remove it. It
Fuck.
had, it seemed to excrete some kind of like acid blood. When they attempted to remove it, it damaged his being, and then eventually just fell off on its own. You read again and again, and almost like you see that like getting more and more frantic. Her notes just kind of like spiral a little bit, and just insisting, we were careful for weeks. And then all of a sudden, we found Paul Sorella with this strange organisms attached to his face. And then in the last frantic notes, it details a violent organism that erupted from their boss's chest and
God damn.
grew at a fantastic rate. They tried to find it by searching through the vents, but it was closer than they ever seemed. They realized that it had grown almost full-sized and started taking people. That's when the boss, the mission leader, Curtis Trimnell, shot and killed this young woman because he believed she was also infected. After they reopened the medical bay to perform an autopsy, it was proved that she did not have one inside of her.
Okay.
Um,
Is
are you saying this out loud, or are you just reading this, Winnie?
I think I'd share it. Yeah, I think I would read it out loud to everybody.
Okay. I would like to look for pardon me, Paul's belongings.
Yeah, that's
Yup.
exactly what I was just about to say.
Yup.
You look in the medical room, and it doesn't seem like
Not on his body.
they're not in here. You get the impression that he may have been stripped out of his gear somewhere else and brought in here to have this performed on him. As you guys kind of like step out and think like, okay, we got the quarters. There's likely some kind of lab. We've seen that, and you just hear as the elevator departs.
Oh no.
Surface call activated. And as that's activating, you just hear over the radio, you just hear on the DAR's radio, just like, come again, come again. And you just hear Quentin just cutting in and out on the radio.
Oh, damn time.
Pull up. Come in. Another plasma. Appear from the water. Whip red. Take off. That's it. Arm to the teeth.
Tune it.
3 world. She's like, and you just see her frantically trying. Coming down. They shot Cammy.
Oh, she was so good at.
And you just hear. Don't trust the boat. Run. Run, kid.
Oh, I've actually
and-
in real life. Oh fuck.
And
Okay.
as another point of stress lands on our poor captain, everybody else take a point of stress. You
Uh-huh.
hear a massive uh, thud in the distance, quelled down by the water, and another.
We
And
need to
all of a
run.
sudden,
We need to go
the
now.
alarms start. Imminent impact. Imminent impact.
Seal the door.
And the you just see some of the doors just sealing. You look out, and in the mess hall is just this like giant glass window that looks up towards the elevator. As you see it clocking up, its lights pass over a large chunk of what looks to be a shuttle. Just kind of spiraling downwards, right towards you guys. And right as it collides with the facility, is there anything
Hang on.
anybody wants to do?
Uh, close the door to the bay.
Seal the med bay.
Heavy machinery check.
Yep. Oh, I can do that. Oh, yeah, I got that. With my maintenance check, too. Oh, yeah. And then stress die.
Yep.
No stress. One success out of all that.
And with that, you're able to kind of like gauge, like, it's gonna hit the mess hall. Nope, nope, nope. And you actually run over and pull the like emergency seal alarm, and these giant shutters kind of slam down on all the major exits around the mess hall, including the moon bay. Right as that chunk just crushes into the moon bay, you all feel the entire facility just leach forward and backwards.
Sorry, we're in the mess hall, not in the med bay.
Well, like the med bay like connects to the mess hall, so I imagine you just like went full earthquake, like in the door frame, kind of like holding yourself, because you don't exactly want to be in the med bay full of sharp things and corpses. The mess in the mess hall just kind of like skews everywhere, and as the like lights just kind of like flicker off and flicker back on, they kind of do the dim again. You just see Captain just kind of sitting there shaking. You look up, and thanks to Alan's quick reaction there, the second door has slammed shut, and you see in between the two doors now like filling up with water, just ever so slightly, like the window is just kind of like trickling in water, so you've prevented this module from taking on any. But as you look out that viewport, you see a completely decimated and destroyed moon bay, the suits in it completely ruined. The structure of the shuttlecraft that was shot down leaned up against the side of the mess hall module. Doesn't look like any further damage or explosions can be expected, but you turn around to face your group as we come back into the deeper blue.
Okay.
Well,
Is anyone hurt?
that was crazy.
Anyone hurt?
No, no, no. I'm not hurt. Are you hurt? Oh my God, are you hurt?
Oh, I'm fine. No, we're all fine, right? Everyone's fine? Sound off, please.
Jonas just kind of checking, like looking towards the like elevator shipping bay, and like kind of looks around, presses the button. Boom. The door opens to the shipping bay, and he kind of like steps out, and you just see like the booter on its side just and he kind of like turns and looks, and the elevator obviously still gone, but the bay door is closed. It looks like the side of that module, as it kind of extends beyond the moon pool, took a little bit of damage, but there's no leaks. Jonas just kind of pops back in. We're good in here.
Ivor, you're fine.
Take a look around to see where we have access to.
Yeah.
You press the door to the control room. It still reads level 2, although now it's got this like red box that just trails around the display that just keeps repeating like emergency status, emergency status, emergency status, compromised. You open the door to the quarters, and they open. Doesn't look like there's any water or like other damage. You can hear a few more like small pieces just kind of, but it looks like the majority of the heaviest stuff has fallen. Let's put it that way.
Is there not, Captain or Alan, I guess, is there not some sort of like emergency override for when there's an emergency so that we don't need that type of clearance?
Yeah, there usually is. We can, I mean, at least access some of the corridors where there will be, public access, but anything else, no. Level 2, it's pretty secure.
I don't think we want to be mindful, or rather, I think we want to be mindful about making any attempts to open any and every which door around here if there's some kind of thing about.
I agree.
Yeah, do we need to talk about that for a hot second? Because I feel like that might be more damaging than any damage.
I agree. I agree. I don't know what the fuck this is, but we can't stick around for that.
Yeah, I've heard stories, and apparently they're true.
What stories have you heard?
Oh, come on.
Asshole talk. Well, come on. We've all heard it. We've all heard it. I know. I would say bullshit too, but this clearly fits the description.
What are you talking about?
I don't know the exact name. It's a being of sort that has a hardened or silicon casing, and well, with the description of acid for blood, what else has that?
Are you suggesting
Maybe a creature here?
Like a sea cucumber or something. It could be anything.
Yeah, a sea cucumber, definitely.
Burst out of a man's chest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we live on a spaceship.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, either this crew was suffering from some sort of like mass psychosis that's shared, or this is real. So
mass psychosis doesn't make its way to classified medical documents. Not like that.
And nothing this physical with autopsy. I mean, what do I know? I'm just an engineer.
So it's safe to say that the distress call that was received was likely from the crew, and they're probably dead, and there may be more of these creatures around. Is that where we are right now?
So we get
What?
the clearance and get the fuck out of here.
Yes, I think that is definitely our number one priority.
And then we have to contend with whoever the hell shot up our team up there. Right?
I think that's a priority as well, because even if we tried to escape, we could get shot out of the air as we do. So we need to just figure out.
Yeah, we have to turn off.
Where that
whatever
is.
The hell that was. I think we have to turn it off.
Do any of these stories that you know like mention this weird ray of death?
Well, we're not going to figure it out standing around here. So perhaps we should get moving somewhere.
But you said that they mentioned it in the medical chart in the. So somebody else knew about it here in this facility. If we can't get into the control room, then we have to find out how to. And she kind of like pushes ahead, moving towards the like the crew quarters. One of these fucking things will know. And she like pulls out her gun.
Okay.
And she's just kind of like, Jonas, come with me. Anybody else, come with me. Everybody else, look around. Can we get through this door, like to the power grid?
We're in like I'm gonna take a look through any area that we have access to try to find Paul's clothing and clearance card.
Yeah, I think that the crew quarters is probably the best bet for like where we might find that.
I was about to
Maybe,
suggest that.
but it could have happened anywhere he started feeling affected.
It's true, yeah. Are there like air vents and things as well? Or is there
There's like a very basic kind of airflow system. Alan, you would recognize that on the other side of the power module is likely the life support, as it's
Yeah.
always kept in its own isolated system, and always right next to power. Because
backup generator and everything.
Yep. And you can see that there are just small little vents, like barely enough for like a full adult's arm. And it's just as simple as that, just small little fans and the airflow.
Okay.
and
they're flowing?
that's good.
You see a lot of those air vents have had, some of them are completely covered as if they've been like stuffed with things, and a few like bolts and screws have been put into place. A few of them are open, and you can see like scorch marks around it as if
Why
they're
was
trying to.
asking? Excellent.
They tried to chase something. You remember in Miss Dessel's notes, the creature they believed went into the vents, but when they encountered it next, it was huge.
It's larger.
It grows quickly.
So how big is this thing then?
She just said it was huge. She didn't go into physical.
And we have to assume that there's maybe more than one of them.
And you know, like Paul Satis, like the union leader, like he was a pretty big dude. Like that guy has worked his whole life, and pretty full.
Okay. I think we need to stay together. I think that's the most important thing. I think we need to stay calm. If anyone starts feeling too jittery or a little too trigger happy, and I give a pointed look at the captain.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out the little like woven bag in my pocket and like shake it out, and you'll see a few like worry dolls into her hand. She's gonna take one and like hand it to the captain and be like, just hold on to this. You're feeling like reaching for your gun, maybe reach for this instead, okay?
Okay. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Winnie. I don't know what I would do without you.
I hope we don't have to find out.
Me too, darling. Me too.
Okay.
Is everyone armed?
No. Not really good with the violence. I'm more good at fixing the results of it.
Captain holds up a gun. You see that Jonas kind of holds up. He's got like a big fuck off, like magnum, kind of like. Mm-hmm.
I begrudgingly draw like a holdout from like a hidden back holster.
Just like the tiny little like Derringer guns. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also carrying a Magnum just in case, because there were some times when we had some hijackers. But I strongly suggest that you don't go on a firing frenzy because, well, we're under a lot of pressure.
Literally.
So
I put my back and hands up. I'm like, it's not my MO. Company
it's fine.
Policy for field agents.
I'm gonna pull the scalpel out of my like medical kit and just like slip it into my sleeve. Like, that's all I got.
Awesome. You guys press into the crew quarters. Is that what I'm to understand?
That was the main, to see if we can get some credentials.
You see a very narrow hallway. It's barely 1.5 abreast. And along as you come around the corner, you see 3 doors to your left, a single open door on your right, and as you poke your head in that, you see it's basically the same module, just like flipped around to the other side. So you see a total of 6 rooms, and then in the corner nearest, kind of where you guys are, is the captain's quarters. On the
the quarters,
door,
like,
it just
labeled?
reads Curtis Lem. One is labeled Curtis Trimnell in the captain's quarters, and the one next to that just says crew quarters 1 through 6.
Okay.
Can we access the captain's quarters, because they would have clearance as well?
Level 2 clearance.
um,
Go ahead.
I say, you check there. I'll check the other ones, and I'll start to go through each of them if I can access them or not.
Yeah,
Stay in
as
shouting
you,
distance.
as you move,
I will.
all the doors are closed because of the emergency protocol. But as you press each one,
One
you
at a
still get
time.
the like emergency protocol like warning sign, but it flashes green 3 times and then opens. You recognize this as pretty standard issue on spaceships, just to it it checks with the computer, it does its own check, and then it like tests the atmosphere on both sides, and then when it's green,
Yeah.
it opens up. So yeah, exactly, and the door opens.
Fully work.
You see another turned over. It's a very tight little like camp shack. There's two raised beds and small desks underneath each side, a mini fridge in the middle, and 2 like large lockers that kind of like flank each wall. As you walk in, you can see just like the other place, it's all been like turned over.
I look in the desks and the lockers.
Give me an observation check.
Can I help?
Absolutely. Boom, pen light. Doc's ready.
Yes, I did say I had a pen in my small items, but a pen light is much better.
Oh yeah, well you can't be a medic without a pen light. Everybody knows it.
Exactly. I missed my opportunity to poke the goo with the pen light.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'll keep a lookout, kind of just listen to the sounds of the ship and the hull.
Yeah, kind of hanging out, like you can hang out like looking out into the mess hall.
Yeah.
How does like, do I roll also, or does he get extra? Like,
No, you can, with a full help action, you can give somebody a plus 1 to 3. I'll say with your skills you can give them a plus 2. So you get two help dice.
Awesome. Okay, that is a total of 2 successes. I rolled a lot of dice and I only got 2.
You pour through, you just find some correspondence. You find a little like tape to tape recorder of somebody just kind of like it's like talking about their, like saying hi to their loved ones. You find nothing that would compromise, like a working NDA or like the classification level of like what you can only assume at this point is like an alien spaceship on a distant planet. Like none of these workers are risking it. You also get the impression that even if there was something, somebody's gone through this entire place and either destroyed it or taken it with them. You do not find any evidence of Paul.
It's just me and him in the room by ourselves right now, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna, like, as we're looking, whisper into his ear. So, are you gonna tell them that Wayland Corp had something to do with this, and that they're on their way here?
I don't think that's who's here.
What?
I don't think that's who is here.
That's who's here. What do you mean?
The people up there firing upon our team. It's not us. It's not me.
Why do you think so?
You heard them. It was scattered, but I think it's 3. worlds. Look, you want me to be honest? I'll be
Yes.
honest. Okay. I don't know what's happening here. I just know why I'm here.
Why is that?
To get information on the ice, on the glass. That's it. Okay.
So you knew that we'd be coming here?
No. I didn't know until we stopped. And I'm just here for that. But I do care about getting people out alive for what that's worth. I'm not a monster like everyone thinks I am, all right?
You
As
don't
for-
think that Wayland Corp would do whatever it took to contain a secret of theirs, though?
I don't know.
They usually do.
Wayland, I don't know what the
You're not there.
No, you're not in the hallway.
I can still hear voices.
I assumed you guys were talking very discreetly as.
But
Jonas
sir,
is,
tell
like,
them where am
right
I?
Yeah. I
What do you got
say,
saying over there?
there. Yeah.
nothing. I say, look, what the company does is not the same as what I do. I do what the company tells me to. They don't tell me everything. I'm here for that, and that's it. Okay. But what I do know is this: that tensions are incredibly high between the free worlds and the three world empire. We're at risk of turning the Cold War into a blazing hot one, right? So this idea of maybe they're here developing a gun, that wasn't in my dossier. Okay, what was the glass. If they were doing other tests on other things, that's not me. I just need to get what I'm here to get, find anyone alive, and get the hell out of here. Just like you.
I'm willing to keep this quiet because I think that if anyone here knows that Wayland Corp had anything to do with this, tensions are running high in this little submarine, and I don't think it's worth raising the stress levels of any of the crewmates. So I'm keeping it quiet right now.
It would be bad for you as well, right? You're coming from where you come from.
What did you just say to me?
You mean to tell me that I'm not to assume that you're here to protect your interests as well?
You don't know me, okay? I'm here having this conversation with you in private to save you from getting shot by the captain, who is obviously very trigger happy because Wayland Corp has something to do with this and probably knew about what was going on. So
you just asked me to be honest. Come on.
You just know where we stand. She's gonna walk out.
As you walk out, you see coming out of the room at the end of the hall is Jonas, kind of like looking through some papers and just kind of like dropping them as he goes, as he like walks through, and he's like continuing the search into the other rooms. He's like kind of searched this hallway already. Alan, give me an observation check, please, as you look out. And the captain kind of like leans into you, Alan. How many more hits do you think this structure can take?
One success, but one stress die too.
No!
Okay, roll a panic for me. So, or check the panic chart. So this will be. Let me just make sure I'm getting this right because it's our first panic of the game.
Yeah.
Panic.
Guess I can push it. Yeah.
I want to see you panic, Alan. I feel like it's gonna be
your
really
your
crazy.
panic. You won't. You should be fine. This happens, you can push the roll. So you count your panic die. Roll a d6.
Yeah.
Add your current stress level.
So if I roll the 1, that gives me 1 more stress.
Nope. Just roll a d6.
This is for
I
an
did
effect.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, and what'd you get? A 1?
A 1, yeah.
Nice. What is your current stress level at?
2.
Stress points. So your total is 3. So this is the effect. You're keeping it together. You manage to keep your nerves in check, barely. And as she asks you that, you just hear a door open. And you hold up, you reach for your revolver, and you see the captain kind of almost panic, but you just reach out and put a hand on her as well, keeping her from pointing the gun.
Yeah.
You definitely heard a door open in the mess hall. The only door that wasn't open was the control room and the door that leads to the power module.
And those are connected to the mess hall? Is that what I'm understanding? Yeah. Someone's opened one of those doors?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll just be still and I'll just keep an eye out where I heard that sound.
Just stay where you are?
Yeah.
Okay. And as the two of you continue to search the rooms, you kind of come to the last room, and leaning over one of the desks, you just see Jonas kind of working on something, and kind of turn around I think I found him. And kind of flips up an ID card. That says Paul Serratis. Kind of offers it it ain't no key card, but it's definitely our patient, huh, Doc?
I'll take it and look at it and just check that it is legit. I don't know.
100% matches. It's Paul Serratis, union rep, Kimura mining facility. And it just kind of goes into detail height, weight, personal information. You recognize this as an ident tag.
Passcodes for important things. Also,
it's not quite the same as that. This would be the one on the thing, not the one on the fob.
Okay.
What you guys are looking for is the fob card that he has on his person.
Where did you find this?
Just on his desk, and he'll just kind of step in between you two to exit the room, and as he does, kind of brush up against Ivor, just kind of be too slow, and just keeps walking down the hallway as he buttons up his coat. As you look over that desk, it looks like somebody very recently picked up some of the things that were likely rifled through already. It's almost cleaner as a result of less things on that desk. You can only assume at this point that Jonas just took as much as he could before you guys walked in here.
He just took a bunch of stuff?
Just took a bunch of the correspondence, same kind of shit that you were finding in the other rooms.
He hid it in his jacket, or showed us that he'd had it?
Well, you saw him working at something and then put it in his coat, and then he literally just walked past you two and said, "Too slow."
Jonas.
It's nothing important, nothing that concerns you. We all got our missions, right? Trust me, if I got a way out of here, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. And he kind of is walking now away from you guys, and towards
so many
towards you. Kind of comes up between you and the captain, Alain. And as my eyes land, I'm don't do it. He kind of like comes up to you two. He can see you guys like a little bit like on edge, like kind of hackles raised, just like listen.
I'll have my hand up and I'll just point in the direction and sort of just like point it at my ear. So I'll be like, I heard something. And it was straight ahead. And then I'll kind of have my rubber ball and I'll just be like squeezing it.
Yeah.
With my hand still on the holster though. Just like, we're not alone down here.
The door closes.